Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where we recognize our current athletes and honor our rich athletic tradition. I also like to thank our sponsors tonight, the Mountaineer Cafe. They got a new sign up here. Check that out. Drew and Lauren Eanes. Appreciate you guys hosting us. First of all, we'd like to congratulate the Strasburg Rams as they play the Glenvar Highlanders for the Group 2A State Championship this Saturday in Salem. Good luck to the Rams. And with this week being the State Championship week for football, we are honored. 10-year-old me is like really excited right now. Even 60-year-old me is excited. With all these Madison legends sitting here at one table. We're honored tonight. We talk about the 76 football and basketball state championship players and coaches. Before we introduce everyone, I did this at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I think this is a testament to everybody here tonight. And I want to read this off, and this is a tribute to everybody sitting here. Growing up in Madison as a child in the late 60s and 70s and the early 80s, we didn't realize at the time we were living one of the golden eras of Madison County athletics. Before there were slogans of Bleed Blue and Madison Pride, we actually had it in our hearts every day. Madison County will always be known for its beauty, the majestic mountains and the rolling hills of farmland, but the most important thing Madison has are its people. Whether it be someone who just moved here or families that have lived here for generations, we've always looked out for our neighbors. We've always loved our Madison County Mountaineers. Wherever you went in the county, every conversation would eventually involve Madison sports. Like so many families in Madison, our family rarely missed the Mountaineer games. On Fridays at the farm, we made sure we got all our work done early to get to the games on time, home or away. Like so many of the Mountaineer faithful, we have not had any family members or close friends on the team, but we were always there to support the players and coaches. When we get there to every game, the Madison fans would be in their same spots or places to stand for every game. I can close my eyes now and see all the cast of characters that would be there rooting on the Mountaineers. Madison always had a huge home field advantage, and in most away games had more fans in attendance than the home team. In fact, the intimidation factor Madison had, most games were over before they even started. Going to playoff and state games seemed like half the county population were at the games, which is incredible to think about now. Seeing the last one out, shut the gate sign made your heart full of Madison pride. From our first state championship for the 73 team up to the recent softball team in 2017, they escort back into the county from the fire department, sheriff's office, and rescue squad EMS that led the caravan of cars to the high school where a huge crowd would be cheering on, waiting for them to celebrate. It was like a scene out of a Hollywood movie. You know, as a kid growing up, we couldn't wait to wear the Mountaineer blue jersey with Madison across the chest. Playing pickup games, we never wanted to be NFL or college players. Instead, we wanted to be Carlton Johnson, Greg Oots, Sleepy Johnson, Moose Oots, Mike Arrington, Jeff Furley, Lawrence Young. Hold on. Ronnie Medley, Mike Stiles, John D. Mallory, Jack Berry, and Walter Strawell, just to name a few. Congratulations to all you being here tonight. It really means a lot to me to be hosting you guys here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to introduce everyone here. First of all, we got Mr. Arthur Kool-Aid Green.
Yeah.
First team All-State on offense and defense, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you get the name Kool-Aid? That's what everybody wants to know.
Oh. Man, you make me really go way back now.
Oh gosh, how long did we have?
It had become my name. It was my 11th grade year. And Mr. Dean hollered for Arthur. And I answered, "Oh yeah." And Mike Mallory said, "You sound like Kool-Aid." And that's how it got birthed.
That's cool. I never knew that.
That's true.
All right, next to him is the All-State quarterback, basketball, football, and state champion of both teams, Mr. Mike Stiles. Now, Mike, I want to tell you something. I don't know if y'all remember not in the Madison General Store, they used to sell the Madison jerseys and hats and stuff and shirts. My mom took me in there one day and she goes, "Which jersey do you want?" I said, "I want number 6. I want to be like Mike Stiles." That's a true story. That is a true story.
That's all right.
And right here we have the legendary Coach Mr. Rick Spagoni.
Yeah.
Coach, So on the football team, you were a coordinator, or what did you coach on the football team?
I don't know how coordinated I was. I coached the offense. But Eddie, Coach Dean, wisely put me up in the booth because he wanted to protect the officials from whatever I might say. So the only one who could ever hear what I was him. He was hooked up to me with headphones.
We'll get into this later, but he was also, Mr. Dean was the assistant basketball coach.
He was.
So did he have to hold you back on that
Yeah,
too?
well, and he can correct me. I don't think he ever came to practice. But on game night, he was one of the few people that I would listen to.
Yeah.
That again would, I would get up to say something to the officials, and I could feel like his hand underneath my belt pulling me back to my seat, just hoping I didn't say anything to get thrown out of the game.
Well, thank you for coming. Also, we have Mr. Jeff McCurry.
Yeah. Jeffrey!
Basketball and football.
Yep.
Thank you for coming, Jeff.
Yep.
I appreciate it. And last, we'll say the best for last. Madison coaching legend and Virginia icon in high school sports and football, Mr. Eddie Dean. We all owe you so much, Coach Dean. Thank you for Thank you so much. So we're going to start out and talk about growing up in Madison, you playing youth sports and whatnot. Do you have any? We'll start off with Kool-Aid over here. Any memories you want to share, if anything, about that?
The gentleman on the other end of the table, we was on the Little League football team together, and some of y'all might not realize Jeff was the quarterback.
Oh, really?
In Little League.
Wow.
And but I enjoyed that. As a young person, you had goals in your own little way, and with my brothers and some of the guys that lived on our same road was playing, high school sports.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was the only thing we were gonna do anyway. We were gonna play high school sports, and because the older guys was doing it, so we knew that we're gonna do Little League, maybe play JV, then get on the varsity, and that's what we worked to. And so I enjoyed that. Enjoyed the journey.
Arthur, who was your coach when we played Little League?
Dick Needham.
Followed y'all in?
Yeah, I'm just happy that I can remember that back that far.
It's crazy. Back then, once football season's over, if you dropped the football, you went to basketball. Mm-hmm. And once basketball's over, you went over to baseball for Little League sports anyway. Mike, how about you? What do you remember about playing? You played with Johnny Dwyer?
Oh, yeah, I played with Johnny. But what I remember most in Madison County is when we played Little League, there was Little League, Jeff Tucker, his dad, Mr. Tucker, was our coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we weren't really that good. I don't even know if we ever won a game or not. But, he was just a tremendous man. He always taught us the basics. He always told us never to quit and always give 100%. And that's what I got from Bobby Tucker at the time. And me and Johnny, we played on his team together. And I think Mr. Dean, I don't know if he remembers this or not, but one of the first passes, it was right near the end of the game, I threw it to Johnny, and we wound up winning the game. That Coach Dean, he was calling. And later on that evening up at Grays Mountain Lodge, I went to Coach Dean and asked him if he saw me throw that pass to Johnny or not. So I was trying to get in some brownie points. I was trying to get in some brownie points even while I was in Little League.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's back then, I believe, the high school coaches were the referees for the games. Is that correct?
A lot of times.
Yeah. Jeff, how about you?
What about what?
How about you? Little League sports. Little League sports. Playing football. You're a quarterback.
I was quarterback.
Tell us about your glory days of Madison County Little League quarterback.
That was back in the day when I could walk.
That's a plus.
Yeah, it was back then.
Were you a great passer?
Terrible. I found my true calling later on.
So what back then? What teams would y'all play for? Was it the Redskins? How did they do it back then?
Yeah, it was Rams,
Rams.
Redskins. Who else was
Good
that
league,
team?
what were
Jets.
Jets.
The Jets was one. The Colts. Was it the Colts?
Colts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
long
I'm
time.
sorry.
Woo!
Yeah.
We didn't have yearbooks from back then.
Don't have no photos either, do we?
No, thank the good Lord.
So, Coach Pagoni, tell us about yourself. Where did you grow up at, and what sports did you play? And
I grew up in Arlington, Virginia, Northern Virginia, and I think interesting, like these guys, I was kind of blessed to have. I had great coaches from Little League to Junior League, all the way up through high school, and they shape a lot of what you become. So, from a basketball standpoint, for instance, a lot of what we ended up doing as a team was a function of my high school basketball coach, a gentleman named Maynard Haithcock. I went to Wakefield High School in Arlington, Virginia, and I guess 2 of the 3 years that I played for Coach Haithcock, we went to the state tournament. We did not win. In fact, I guess we lost in the first round each of those in the state tournament. But interestingly, I just said that a lot of what we did from an offense and defense standpoint was a function of what we did in high school, what I learned from him in high school. As a demonstrative person, I was fairly. I think these guys will agree. I was fairly demonstrative, both on the sidelines and at practice. Coach Haithcock, if he was upset, all he did was this. He would, you look over if you messed up or you threw a bad pass or took a bad shot. You look over at him and his head was in his hands. Like, how could you possibly do that? So. I didn't inherit that from him, but again, they devoted a lot of time and effort to upbringing and making me what I am today.
so you go to Wakefield. You go to college. Where at?
I went to UVA
Yeah.
to play baseball, and I played baseball.
Okay, under Coach
Jim West.
Jim West. That's
Jim
right.
West. And Jim West by trade was a catcher. I was a pitcher. I really didn't think that Coach West really followed pitching a whole lot. He was a catcher.
Yeah.
So he and I would bump heads every now and then, but it was a different game back then. There was no such thing as a pitch count. Basically my attitude was if I started a game, I was going to finish the game.
Right.
I had professional aspirations, but that didn't work out. So I needed a job after I graduated from college. Now this was during kind of the height of the Vietnam War.
Right.
So I was in college, and so at that time, because I was in college, I didn't have to go in the armed services to go over to Vietnam and fight. But I needed a job out of college, and they had the draft lottery. Some of your listeners may be old enough that they remember they had a lottery actually to determine if you would be drafted or not in the military. And I was lucky enough that my number was high enough that it was likely that I wasn't going to be drafted. So I met Coach Dean and Ann at a Christmas party that really through my wife, who's now my wife, Carol. We were just dating at that time. And he said to me, and this is almost a direct quote, "Have you thought about coaching?" And I think my response was no. He said, "Well, you might want to consider coaching. I think over the next couple of years, I need an assistant football coach. I think over the next couple of years, I think we're going to win a few football games."
He could see into the future, couldn't he?
And my first 3 years in football, we were 12-1. We lost in the state title game. We were 12-1. We lost in the state title game. And the third year, we were 13-0.
So you came here in 71?
71.
Yeah. Well, Jack was the quarterback.
Jack was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Ronnie Medley.
Yeah.
Sleepy was just a young pup.
Yeah.
A large young pup, but a young pup.
I mean, Jack went on to Washington Lee, and Ronnie went on to play for Pittsburgh.
Right.
Ronnie was a heck of a basketball player,
Yeah, he was a heck of a basketball, 1,000-point scorer.
Yeah.
They played for Larry White.
Yeah.
In terms of basketball. I was fortunate enough that I think this was an unpaid position per my recollection, but I think I became Larry's assistant. So I got to sit on the bench with Larry with that team. That team had Ronnie Medley and Joe Jenkins and Johnny Mitchell, and I can't remember everybody, but Jack Berry. And I think that team went to the state tournament and ended up losing to Appalachia in the state tournament. But as I recollect, Jack Berry broke his ankle in the latter part of that season. If it wasn't broken, I think we could have won the state championship that year.
Right.
Because that was a good basketball team.
Yeah. So Coach Dean brought you to Mass, and you right out of high school? You right out of college?
Right out of college.
You're right out of college. And, I mean, other than Coach Dean, was there any other draw to Mass and wanted you to come here?
Not really. No, it was at that time. It was a job. And,
Yeah.
Now it was what?
Affirmment?
Deferment.
Yeah, it was a deferment. That's right. I didn't want to say that, but it is interesting, and folks probably don't know this. So I'll tell this story if you bear with me. Again, Spagoni, not exactly a Madison County household name, but my mother, the first time my parents came down to visit me, and this is 1971.
Yeah.
We do what a lot of people do when they're here in Madison. We took them to Gray's Mountain Lodge to eat. So we're driving down. We're winding through Kriglersville. For whatever the reason, my mother is sitting in the front seat. I'm driving. My dad and my wife Carol are in the back seat. And there's a white house that's right on the road just before you get to the elementary school in Kriglersville. And my mom said, matter-of-factly, I was born in that house. I almost swerved and hit a telephone pole. Because I said, Mom, I've been here for a couple months. You might have mentioned that to me, that you were born in Madison County. But as it turns out, my great-grandfather was born in Nethers.
Wow.
His name was Henderson Weekly. My grandfather, on my mother's side, is a Nicholson. So my roots are, I have roots in Madison County. But again, I didn't know that until that Sunday afternoon, driving through Kriglersville with my mom.
Wow, that's incredible. So, Mass in the 71 through 76, well, I would say it's probably the most dominant era of any Madison sport in the history of Madison County athletics. 70-5, 2 state runner-ups and 2 state championships. And we start off the 75 season. We'll start with that because this is the year before the state championship in 76. Madison beats Culpeper 27-6. Beats William Road 21-14. You got anything y'all remember out of that game? Those 2 rivalry games, like Culpeper and William Road?
We disliked anybody that we played. Didn't matter who it was.
Yeah.
But especially Green and Culpeper.
Yeah.
Green and Culpeper.
Yeah.
With the orange.
And then we go and beat Strasburg 21-6. Big win over Orange 28-6. Go Coach Paul Sizemore. He was a big rival for you, wasn't he, Mr. Dean, Mr. Sizemore?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Was that Willie Alexander and them, Mike?
75.
Yeah, Willie Alexander, Keith Sims, all of them.
So next week we go to Luray and beat them 38-0. Beat Page County 34-0. Elkton 35-8. And then go to Montevideo. Now Montevideo was probably in the 70s our biggest district rival. Beat them 17-15 at Montevideo. Anything you remember about that game?
Was that a junior year?
That game,
Junior year.
Lawrence was
Junior
injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence. I remember Lawrence Young was hurt, so he didn't play. And I always tell my son this story. At halftime, we was losing. And we was losing at halftime, and Mr. Dean nicely came over and said, Kool-Aid, can you block the guy in front of you? I thought I was doing all right, but he said, can you block? I mean, he did it real. Voice was soft and everything. I said, yes, sir. Well, block him then. Because, you know, everybody knew our bread and butter was a quick pitch.
Yeah. Quick pitch 28.
28, and I used to pull out, and Lawrence would run behind me, and they was geared up for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, if they could stop our quick pitch, they thought they could stop our running game anyway. And that first half, we couldn't, like things wasn't clicking and everything. And I didn't want Mr. Dean mad, so we did kind of turn it around. And he put Lawrence in there Lawrence Young in there with one good arm. And my partner right here, Brother Mike, at the end of the game, he had to play both ways. I don't know if he remembers that or not. He put him back there at D-back, and we was in the defense huddle. And Mike was like you know, his eyes had got a little bit big, and if you know Mike gonna be wired.
Yeah.
Mike's gonna be wired to play. It don't make no difference why you put him. He gonna be ready to play. And Mike, hold on, Mike said, now, where I supposed to be? and you know, back then, I was old Kool-Aid, so I'm running my mouth. Just guard the man! and he did, and Mike did. And he did his job, and we came back. He threw the 2 long passes to Lawrence Young, and we ended up winning against them. Yeah, that was.
Mike, I know Tracy was talking trash to you earlier. That's one thing you can say. Tracy never played no defense. You got that on him. He talks a lot of trash.
Yeah, I never played defense.
Those are emergency situations.
That's right.
Then we come up on Halloween night and play Stonewall Jackson and won 34-0 in Madison. Then go to Woodstock and beat them 21-0. Then this is a big game right here. I'm sure you guys got a lot to talk about this one. At Albemarle High School, I remember as a little kid going to this game. I was 10 years old. I remember being, excuse my language, cold as hell.
Yeah.
Madison against Buckingham.
Yeah.
Billy the Horse Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was all world. And
Yes.
he was going to run over top of Madison. He was a big dude, and he went on to play for Carolina. Was pretty good at
Yes.
Carolina.
Yes, it was. I remember that.
Jeff, you got anything you remember about that game?
I didn't get run over by him.
You didn't?
Jeff was on offense.
Jeff played offense.
Jeff played
You
offense.
didn't play defense at all?
Some, yeah.
So,
You need to talk to Paul Luce right there.
yeah.
You need to talk about the 10th game of the season at Central where we lost a Stockton quarterback.
That's right.
And Mike broke his leg in the
Broke
10th
that
game of the
ankle.
season.
Yeah, and that really put
They
us.
had to invent a quarterback the next week. That was
Yeah.
Joel Thomas Young.
Yeah.
They had to invent a quarterback.
Yeah.
He did the
Done a
best,
wonderful job.
but he wasn't no Mike Styles.
Well, we knew that.
Yeah.
And we knew.
We
knew-
tried to
yeah,
adapt to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Turned into nothing but a running game. Nothing but a running game.
Exactly.
so do you remember anything Kool-Aid about the Billy the Horse?
Oh yeah. Actually, that's my junior year.
Yes,
It's
it's
our
junior year.
I think it's our junior
Yes,
year.
junior year.
And it started off, I think, maybe in the first drive or something. They did a sweep, and I remember Billy Horse hit that sideline. He was gone. And we thought it was gonna be a long night.
So was he big and just fast?
Big and fast.
Big and
Big and
It
fast.
was a horse.
And that's why they call him the horse. Yeah. But after that, we started working on it. Man. We was working on it.
Laid him out.
Our chief in the middle, old Moose, and Paul Lutz. He was one of those guys, man. That
Stick.
man, he'll dive in a field of rocks to tackle a guy. That's how tough Moose was, man. And Moose was a big guy, being a linebacker too, man. He could easily been on the line.
Now he's slim and
But
trim.
but he was on that as linebacking core, and he had his co-partner, who was it, Mark Corbin? Yeah, him and Mark. But Moose was the man for us.
Now this was at Buckingham, right?
No, this is in
Albemarle
Albemarle
High
High School.
School. Albemarle.
This is Albemarle High School. He got it honest from his dad and his brothers. They were
Yeah.
both just as mean as he was.
Had very smart nose guard in front of me.
Yeah.
Eddie run a 5-2 defense, so the linebackers would stay clean. Kool-Aid was the nose guard in front of me, so who you think they're going to do? You think they're coming to block me? They had to double him, or they couldn't even get the play started. So they doubling Kool-Aid to get and I had free run.
Yeah.
If I couldn't make the tackle, I wasn't much, so I just
Made the tackle.
free ride to the tackle. Free ride to the tackle, because they had to double Kool-Aid.
Jeff, you wanted to add something?
Well, I was just going to say, I just can remember, I would fill in on the line some, like if they get close to the goal line.
Right,
Yeah.
goal line
Goal
defense.
And
line
I just
defense.
remember one play, Billy the horse came around and Harris Shiflett, dead and gone. I can see it to this day. He and Moose hit Billy the horse. Harris had him around the leg, Moose cleaned him up, and all I heard was, "Whoop." And that's a fact.
Yeah.
We did knock him out the game though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Broke him up.
He
over
got
the
he got
sideline.
knocked out the game.
Yep.
They said he got hurt the week before, but when he scored that first touchdown,
He wasn't hurt from the week
No, he
before.
wasn't hurt the week before.
So that was a big win. Then we go to next week. We go to Bowling Green, which I guess is Caroline County,
Carolina County.
on a Saturday afternoon, and we were up against it that day. I mean, I think I remember about that. We lost 32-12. Anything y'all remember about that game?
I was looking at it on crutches. Yeah, so it was terrible.
I remember a little bit. My brother Lloyd was still playing, and him and another gentleman, Harley Blake, they was like headhunters on kickoff. I think we kicked off to them, and Lloyd and Harley hit the guy that caught the ball, and he fumbled. And we ended up recovering and scored. And sadly, that's most score we did, I think, on that game. I do remember that. There was one game that when it was over, we had got whipped. I told some guy, he was mouthing at me after the game, and I just told him, we're gonna be back next year,
Yeah.
and y'all better be ready. And which it was, and history lets us know that we came back the next year and won it.
Yeah. So that's all I was going to say next.
Yeah.
How big of a motivational factor was that loss for the next year? How about you, Coach? Anything?
I think that loss really was vital to what happened
Next year?
the next year.
Yeah. Yeah, that was and we
That
were,
was the pride thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we didn't lose. I mean, like I said, that span of those 5-6 years there, we were like 70-5. We didn't lose too many games on all that. So, so we go to the next year, 76 season. What do you guys remember about those hot August practices? Coach, you anything?
I just remember one of Coach Dean's quotes in the paper. This was probably a little bit after the fact, but they asked him after he had so much success. What did he think was the biggest detriment to high school athletes performing at the same level? And his answer was air conditioning, which I thought was really the thing about our football. We practiced once a day.
Right.
Everybody else that we played was practicing twice a day. Practicing. We practiced once a day
Right.
at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock at
At
night.
6 o'clock after the sun went down. And, it was, now not all you guys probably worked in the hayfield, but a bunch of guys who played football for us worked in the hayfield, and there wasn't anything that we could do to get you in shape more than you guys working in a hayfield.
I think one of the worst things ever happened to Madison was a bitch in the round bale.
So yeah, our practices weren't long. They were detailed, they were organized, and we got done what we needed to get done.
Yeah.
And I think that was Coach Dean's philosophy. Let's get done what we need to get done. And, go on to the next day. Try to get better every day.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to add?
Well, I didn't like the heels.
Yeah.
Like the whistle never stopped blowing. You
I
run
didn't
up,
mind
you
coming
come
down the hill.
and come down, then go back up. And
Careful.
didn't care for that too much, but
Yeah.
as you look back, it helped us. It definitely helped us.
I think one of the things that Coach Dean was so far ahead of his time, in my opinion, was everybody back then was playing both ways, one platoon, and the passing offense, the pro set offense. He's so far ahead of his time for high school football in Virginia. Where everybody else was running the veer and the option and all that stuff, we were in the pro set. And when you played those teams back then, if they ever got behind, they couldn't pass to catch up with you. When you were ahead of them, they were done.
You ran the veer. We ran the veer with you, didn't we?
We ran the wishbone option.
Wishbone.
Did we? I thought we were in the pro set back then.
No, we ran the wishbone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We ran the wishbone. That
and
was
different
yeah, that
different than, again, there are a number of teams because the wishbone was in vogue back then. Different than just about anybody we played. They predetermined what their quarterback was going to do on the wishbone. They'd either predetermined to give it to the fullback or to pull it and run down. Either the quarterback would keep it or pitch. We let Michael read the wishbone. He was good enough as a high school football player that he could look at, get a read off the fullback, decide whether to pull the ball and take it down the line further and either keep it himself or pitch. He read that, and that was that was unusual.
Yeah, that Madison was just so, I don't know, they were so dominant back then. And you guys, I'm gonna tell you what, before I spoke about it earlier, games were over before it was even started a lot of times. The intimidation factor Madison had back then was unreal.
You would think that my role, again, I wore headphones and either was in a press box or standing on top of a school bus a lot of times. And you would think that someone of my stature would be calling plays. I didn't call any plays. He knew from the sideline what play he wanted to call. He called the plays. I might make a suggestion. I might say, the quarterback's sneaking up here, or the safety's coming up here. He called the plays. I didn't call the plays. Again, he put me up on the school bus to keep me away from the officials.
No technical fouls.
Wise man.
And Jerry, Coach Dean, because you used to send the signals in. You would run the play in. We have a player run the play in. But from the sideline, he would say, Tracy, right eye. We get in the right eye formation. Right strong. I've been strong. Right split. You would signal the stuff into me. And you would just run the play in, and that's how we run. You kept it real simple.
Well, I was going to say, none of these guys were smart enough to figure it out. I don't think we had signals. You
He'll
had
use his
signals.
left
No,
hand.
didn't need
If it's left split,
Just say,
you remember?
hike the
It
ball,
was left
make
strong,
something happen.
left eye. That's how we kind of communicate.
Oh, that's it.
That's how he would do it.
I'm just impressed you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was cute, man.
He kept it real
Yeah,
simple,
yeah.
man. He kept it simple. Now, when I missed the play on the right eye, I get chewed out when I got to the side.
Okay, that's enough.
But yeah.
So Coach Dean might go to Coach Needham, who was on the sidelines, and thinking back on that, I don't know why he wasn't up on the bus.
He had a bad knee.
No, not him.
But Coach Dean had walked down the sidelines and asked Coach Needham, what do you think we ought to run? I don't know if he said it quite that way, but it was only one play Coach Needham wanted to run. He wanted to run a dive play, option 24 or option 48.
Yeah,
just a dive play. That's all. That's the only play he knew.
So start off 76. We play Culpeper and win 14-6 at home, and that was a pretty big win for us. You think anybody remember about that game? Just beat them. That's right. And then beat Weeman Road the next week 30-5. Beat Page County in Madison 35-6. Then the only loss of the season. You guys know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to say. We lost to Orange 32-20. Moose spoke about this earlier. What did your dad tell you?
We won the state that year, and it didn't mean nothing because we lost to Orange. That's how big that rivalry was. But that loss also broke that regular season bracket.
Yeah.
53,
I don't know, 53,
That's right.
54, I don't know what
Yeah.
it was. 54 regular season games.
That record has stood for a long time.
Well, who was Orange quarterback? Was it Willie Alexander?
No. Willie was the receiver back when we played.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure who the quarterback was.
I don't know.
Did they have the Humes brothers?
They had
Remember
Ruben.
Ron-
Ruben was the main.
Ruben was the man.
And William Fry is the fullback. But
We had a linebacker in that game that kept throwing in between the linebacker and the defensive back, and had a linebacker that wore number 73 that never got deep enough to drop. And they kind of figured that out. And they was throwing just over top of my head.
they were throwing them two
like a
bombs.
bunch of third downs.
Well, I think the
bombs.
best
I remember
thing
that.
out of that loss was the fact that I was going both ways at tackle. Arthur, you were going on the other tackle. And at halftime, Jeff was spooked. They started bringing in Mike Arrington and Andy Dean at the defensive tackles at that point. So we started just doing offense. And
They were
Did
young.
you go both ways, Jeff? I never
Yeah.
recall. Did you go both ways? Really?
I've been left behind before, I understand.
No. I mean, I just remember you as my center, man. I don't recall you playing on the defensive
When he
end.
come to the defensive huddle, he didn't act like you, Mike.
It ain't too many people that like me, Paul.
You were jacked. You were jacked when you got around the defense.
So that loss must have really stirred you up because you won the next week 41-9 against Elkton. Then you ran off 35-0 at Strasburg and beat Luray 53-0. Those 3 games.
Hey, that Elton game, excuse me for cutting you off. That
No, go
Elton
ahead.
game, after we lost, we played Elton. We had to cancel Friday night because of the rain.
It was at Elkton.
They canceled it, and the word that was out, I don't know if Mr. Dean did it or not. It said that Elton wanted to play because it was raining. It kept raining, and they wanted to move it to. They wanted to play on Monday. They said the word I got, if it's true or not, said Mr. Dean said we coming over there. We're gonna play if you're there or not. And so we played them, and I became good friends with the running back. They called him Superman from Elton. And if I had some of the other, especially my brother-in-law Eugene Williams now, I started a chant over at Elton. It was crush, kill, destroy. I told him in the huddle one time. I said, as soon as you tackle him, stand. I said, get in his face and tell him your name and your number, and tell him you're gonna remember this number the rest of the game. And we did that, yeah. And we get to the line, we would holler, crush, kill, destroy, and we kicked their butts, man. We did, man. That's good.
See, I thought we had played the original Superman from Central Payne.
No, this must be the Superman of Elkton.
That was
No,
Rodrell.
that's what we call him.
before
Well, I
y'all
call him
started.
because
We
I
had
became
Superman.
friends with him on the track team.
Central Payne
Yeah.
came over here, and we stuck it to them.
Yeah. No, I just called him that.
So the next
But we was the kryptonite.
That was in the paper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Madison had kryptonite
that's right.
for Bailey.
So we go to October 22nd. We play Ed Madison. We beat Woodstock 43-12. Then Montevideo game was 36-13. Took care of them. And Stonewall Jackson for the last regular season game won 45-20. And the next game was played at Albemarle High School against Clover Hill.
Oh yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
45-0.
Yeah.
And I thought they were pretty highly ranked.
They were
coming
ranked
in.
number 3 in the state. We were
Yeah.
ranked number 1.
Big
Yeah.
Southwest Virginia.
Was that the
No.
game that
They're from Richmond.
They're
Clover
from
Hill,
Richmond.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
Richmond
thinking about
team.
somebody.
Was that the game that it snowed? Which game we played up at Albemarle? It snowed, and they hired people to push the snow with shovels.
What?
It was piles of snow on the side.
It could have been. It was the 12th of November.
Some reason I thought it was some snow for some reason.
Coach Dean and them have done a super job scouting Clover Hill. Clover Hill thought they had that number, everything in the Richmond paper, but they watch film on them, and then they give the defense a key. We had the keys to how to stop them. That's how they ended up with the 0 because of our coaching staff.
Yeah, 45-0.
Yeah, they give us a key, and we took advantage of it.
The next week was probably one of the most memorable games I can remember as a kid going to. Was it back at Madison against Pocosin? 130-6. And we talked about this earlier amongst y'all. Pocosin brings this piece of plywood with a bullhead on it.
Yeah.
They didn't put it in their stands. They put it in the Madison stands.
Yes.
Right on the corner.
And I think it had like a fire extinguisher or something in
Yes.
it.
Exactly.
And it would blow, but they scored a touchdown, it would blow smoke out of its
Did they
nostrils.
score
Yeah.
a touchdown?
They got 6 points.
Okay.
So, is there anything you guys remember about that game? That was a Saturday afternoon game, the Pocosin game. Moose, I know you got the
It
one
was a
talking
state semifinal game,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was a home game, and we were ready. It wasn't too many times that we weren't.
Yeah.
And they were disrespectful
That's it.
towards us
There you go.
That
in
was
our
the,
home
that's
field.
It.
That's the word.
That's
we
it.
tried
Fuel to the fire.
we tried
That's
to
it.
we tried to give them a little extra to let them to remember us by.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a blowout. It wasn't much of a game.
Yeah. I don't
Was it
think
30-6? I think it
Something
was.
like that,
At the
yeah.
end of the
They
game, it was
scored on the punt
30-6.
return. We was trying to put the goose egg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
That,
scored on the punt return.
Yeah.
and we talked about this earlier while we were eating. There's a certain individual here that was highly upset when they put that bullhead on the Madison sideline.
you talking about Paul Luke?
Yeah, that's who that is.
Off the green was.
I
Off the green
was.
too.
I was.
After we got up 7-0, I had a few choice words for the fans and stuff. And Eddie caught me giving the few choice words. And the only time I ever got in trouble with him. Yeah. He said,
Yeah.
you're going to play football, you're going to run your mouth. That might not be a quote.
The family show.
I bet the meaning was still there.
Yeah, I got the meaning.
Yeah.
I got the meaning.
Yeah.
But Eddie got me back in focus.
I
Yeah.
didn't think we needed to be. The coaches really had to say anything after we came out for our warm ups, and we saw them folks on the outside of the line. So we really wanted to show them. I mean, we played a good game.
They were a good team.
They was a good team
They were a
too.
good team.
I remember that you asked me, do I remember anything? Yeah, they had I must have been an all-district end, and I remember one time I came out rolling to the right, and I threw the ball downfield, and right as I released it, he caught me full, and it flipped me over, and my head hit the ground, and my feet were in the air, and I wept. And something came out of my nose, and I just stayed there on the ground for a second. And I said, just breathe, Mike, breathe. I said, you got this, boy. So then I checked it out. I said, it wasn't blood. I said, all right. And then I was looking for the number, and I said, call an option play. Call an option play. I'm going to, and I think he did. And I went after that guy, too. He's like, man, this quarterback's crazy.
That would have been y'all's last home game.
Yeah.
Describe, people today don't know if they realize, but describe the feeling it was when you walked out of that locker room and saw all those fans there, and how much it meant to you to play for
It meant
Madison.
a lot, yeah. Yeah.
We actually got spoiled to it.
Yeah.
But you have
It
to
was
understand.
every game.
Yeah.
But you have to understand too is that this is not something that just happened in 1976. This has been
No.
happening since 1970.
Yeah.
And that's what we grew up seeing and watching.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, we were just trying to pay homage to those who had came before us to try to say, hey man, we're trying to keep the same thing going, because all we did was just try to duplicate or replicate what they had already accomplished and stuff. So there was always somebody there that already had accomplished it, and we were just simply just trying to follow, continue the tradition.
Yes.
I thought he had some.
You know, I can, as a kid growing up,
Yeah.
everybody had their set space on the sidelines they stood at.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always a cast of characters of Madison fans on the other side.
Yes.
Over there by the concession stand.
Yeah.
And that's where
That's what
Don Oaks.
I remember. One of those cast of characters.
Yeah.
Well, before I ever played JV or varsity or anything, I grew up on Mud Road in Madison County. And before I was able to go out and go to football games, we could actually hear back there in the day when they would score a touchdown and the crowd. And it's hard to believe that we were almost over a mile away, and you could hear the noise from out here at the school. You could hear it on Mud Road.
Wow. That's
And
awesome.
then these
That
guys
sounds.
like,
I'm serious.
like Kool-Aid. When we were coming up, they gave us so much support.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Kool-Aid was sitting there at the gate, blood, blood. I mean, that's what he was. I mean, he got me pumped up. You know, we're going for blood today. blood. I remember that. He's slapping us on the helmet. Let's go, guys. You know, I just remember that. Man. That was just a great encouragement.
I mean, Madison fan support is unbelievable. It was really unbelievable. It is something. It gets you emotional thinking about it. It's something like a movie or something back then. It was crazy. Sports really brought the community together too. It really did. People that normally wouldn't speak to each other, they'd be standing on the sidelines. They're rooting for Madison, and it was a great testament to you guys and the coaches here too for doing that. So next week, state championship at Scott Stadium against Pennington Gap, I believe. That school, I believe, closed down in 1988, consolidated with, I don't know who it was, maybe Jonesboro or something. I don't even know what sure it's called now, but anyway, so they were the Bobcats, I believe, and they kept playing. What was that thing that Clemson used to play? But Roll That Tiger or something like that. They kept playing it Hold That Tiger over and over again. So, for you guys, knowing this is your last game, going into play in Scott Stadium, how was that? Walking there and seeing that huge stadium. We had a lot of fans. We didn't have that many fans to fill that up, but there's a lot of people from Madison there.
Playing on turf.
Hard as a brick, right?
And I do remember, I think UVA allowed us to wear their practice shoes. I do remember that a little bit. But it was just, man, we playing at this stadium. We normally playing on fields, but we playing at a stadium.
Right.
You know, that was something big, man. My son asked me, he said, how did you feel when you in high school playing on a college field? I said, man, it was just exciting, you know. And but we knew we had business to take care of, but it still was exciting for me, just to be on that field.
If you go on YouTube and do a search, parts of that game is on YouTube. You can see it. It really is. Yep. Not the greatest quality, but it's on there.
Okay.
And it's it's kind of surreal to think back at it now. Anything you want to add about that game, Coach? Don't know much about that. Yeah, that was a big win for us. That was just that second state championship. And guys, anything you
I
guys?
think I was in a nice press box. I wasn't standing on top of a school bus.
A school bus or scaffolding. Did you have a scaffolding up there for UVA?
You didn't use our phones either.
Yeah.
I knew it.
So you got anything else, Jeff? Anything you remember about that game?
I remember we got to play the first time over at JMU on AstroTurf. That's where we practiced before the game.
Oh, really?
I didn't catch that, Jeffrey. I'm sorry.
Huh? I said we practiced over at JMU,
JMU,
on
I remember that.
AstroTurf
That's right.
before
That's
we
right.
played. So we'd get used to the field.
Right.
I don't even remember that.
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
I just remember it's cold as blue blazes over there too.
Yeah.
So you win the game, you come back home, the big celebration, the fire trucks lead you into the county and everything. I mean, how did that feel? Did they do that back then?
No,
They didn't?
I don't think
I
so.
don't remember no
I don't. I
They
don't
must have did it
recall
later
fire
on.
trucks, so.
You remember?
So
I remember a reporter asking me when I was walking off of the field, "What's next?" And I told him state basketball championship.
Oh,
There you go.
that was a
There
good
you
point.
go.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's the next thing I was going to get to. So
Got
you went.
Old Testament in it.
So that's real
Yeah,
Old
see the
Testament.
future. Got the Old Testament in
That's
it.
right.
What's next?
Yeah.
You win the state championship on Saturday, go to church on Sunday, and on Monday it's basketball season.
Yep.
That's right.
You have
Running suicide.
14
Starting
of,
on Monday.
yeah,
The
Monday.
practice starts on Monday.
Yeah. 14 of the 15 players on the basketball team were also football players.
Mm-hmm.
Same whistle ball.
Say
Same whistle ball. The one that blew the whistle for the 50-yard sprint is the same one that blew the whistle for the suicide.
Like-
Same whistle
Who's he
ball.
talking
I
about?
believe it was the same whistle.
Now,
I
guys,
might still have that
I'm
whistle.
just saying they here tonight.
so guys, being in football shape is one thing. Being in basketball shape is a whole different thing. You think you're in shape. Mike, you want to talk about that any?
That's you, baby.
that's the difference in basketball and football. I mean, but the biggest thing is just your endurance, your wind, and getting up and down that court because it's nonstop until something happens, a turnover or a foul or so. But yeah, it's different. But most of the guys, they've been playing basketball all their life and stuff too. So to go from football to basketball and to have an opportunity to compete at a high level, the way that we were going to do, everybody was excited. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Coach, regarding the year before, how did the season end on that? Did you guys make the playoffs?
We had previous to that. My first 2 years, we had been really good. We had the first year we had lost in the state championship game. That's the game that Jeff Early scored 38 points, and we ended up losing
Powell Valley.
to Powell Valley by a point.
1 point, yeah.
The next year was Sleepy's senior year, and he sprained his ankle. He had to go up against a guy from Buckingham named Watson, who was 6'9", and he could play. He ended up playing at VCU, and was a good player. Again, I'm convinced, and obviously I'm a little biased. I think if Sleepy hadn't sprained his ankle, we would have beaten them, but Buckingham ended up winning the state championship that year. So we had lost to Powell Valley. They won the state championship. The next year, Buckingham won the state championship. Then the year that you're referencing, we had lost most of our size. So we had Michael Cumming as a guard, Walter Strother, Lawrence Young, but we had a JV team, and we've mentioned Dick Needham before. Dick Needham was the JV coach. The year before, or that year, he had 2 sophomores on his team, Axel Falk and Billy Cave, and who probably could have played on the varsity team. But I made the decision because I wanted them to play a lot of minutes. I left them on the JV team, and they went 21-1 as a JV team.
Right.
So coming into this year, they're both now juniors, and Axel was 6'4", and Billy was 6'6".
Yep.
We also had Keith Johnson, Carlton's
That's right.
little brother at 6'3",
Yeah.
who they all became varsity players as we got ready to start this 76-77 season. And again, we were fortunate. I say fortunate. our schedule was compressed because of the football success. We didn't start playing games until the latter, almost Christmas time.
Yeah.
Everybody else, all the other teams we played against started around December 1st.
That's right.
We didn't play our first game until, right at about Christmas time. Probably, I don't even remember who the first game was against. So we had that bit of time to play, but once the season started, we were playing 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a lot of practice time. Once the season started, we were going to be playing games all the time. And that's where the depth came in. We had, again, 14 out of the 15 players played football, and the only one who didn't was a transfer student, Larry Twyman, who wasn't eligible to play football. So he was on the basketball team. And Robbie has joined us, Radar as he's known here.
Radar.
We had so much depth that we kept statistics of every game, points scored, field goals made, percentages, and that type of thing. With this team, I did something. I had Robbie chart minutes played. I wanted to know how many minutes each player was playing throughout the course of the season, because we had so much depth, and I wanted to try to keep as many people happy with their playing time as I possibly could. Plus, over the course of the season, we were going to press, we were going to run, but the big thing that we were going to do is we were going to control the tempo. That was kind of the goal going into every game. If a team wanted to play fast, we'd welcome that, and we'd play fast. If they wanted to slow it down, we could slow it down better than them. And that's the reason for that's probably sitting beside me here. Michael
And Walter.
Michael and Walter both, and put Lawrence Young in that crowd. They could all handle the ball. For the most part, they could all shoot free throws. They had some games where they didn't do all that well shooting free throws, but for the most part, they'd make free throws. And it came down to crunch time. We were going to be in control of the game. We were going to dictate the terms of the game. And that was, that's kind of the way that I approached that season. But it really started, you asked me about the season before.
Yeah.
We ended up, it might be the worst record that I had. I think we were 15-10. Mm-hmm. We lost to Luray 4 times. And they were the state champions. So we had been eliminated each of the first 3 years by the ultimate state champion. But we had played Luray, and the last game we played them was for the regional to go to the state tournament. And I think it was a 2-point game. It was a very close. We almost beat them, and that really kind of set the tone for the upcoming state championship season, because our tallest player on that team, I think, was 6'2". Might have been Earl Banks. Was the tallest player. You were on that.
I was 6 foot.
Yeah.
6'2" was that tall?
So so we were very guard oriented on that team. So then we put these big guys in with this guard oriented team, and they just meshed. And they all played. They all played for the name on the front of their shirt. Yeah. They weren't worried about scoring a lot of points. They weren't. They were worried about the wins and the losses. They were worried about representing Madison County and upholding the tradition that had been established. It was a joy to coach it. It was. I don't think I let on that I was too joyful at the time, and we had some close games, and I had to fuss about this and that from time to time. But I tell you what, I think what did you say earlier, Michael? You said that wait till basketball, we were going to win the state championship. I think I was quoted in the paper preseason. I was saying something as outrageous as that. That I thought that this team had the capability of winning the state championship in basketball. what coach says that before they play?
Evidently, you did.
Before they play a game. I used to tell them, and this is true of them, but every team, I said that, our goal is to win the last game we play.
Yeah.
If you win the last game you play, you're the state champion.
Yeah.
So that's the way basketball operates.
Did Lorraine have the Rhodes brothers?
Yes.
Paul Rhodes and them. They
Yes.
Was it Broadus? Lee Broadus?
Lee Broadus,
Lee Broadus.
Gregory Brown. Gregory Brown hit
Lee Broadus,
hit
Art Billings.
the shot
Yeah,
that was our one loss. He hit a
But
last-
you know what though, Coach? Though, if our 6'6" center hadn't gotten, well, let me just be polite. If he hadn't transferred over to Elton, we would have whipped Lou Ray our junior. We would have been state champions our junior year. So I'm just going to clarify the record for that. But that's neither here nor there. We can't go back in time. But I still, you say
Can
what?
you call a name?
I can.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you who it is. But
I'll let you
whatever.
do it.
Huh? Well, Randy Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
6'6".
our front line would have been Axel Falk, Billy Cave, Keith Johnson, and Randy Franklin.
That's
Wow.
right.
So
That's formidable.
Oh yeah, it would have been more than enough.
Yeah.
Now, did his family move, or he
Just
decided
him.
he would? Just him.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked
Was
the
it,
coach.
was the NIL infected?
He
Was
didn't.
that NIL infected?
No.
I don't think he
Gooby
liked.
Dust was
He
in
didn't
there,
like
fact.
the guy with the whistle.
That's it. That's it.
Was it a girl?
It was a girl.
Oh, I feel better.
Yeah, it was a girl.
So,
It happens all the time.
for people who don't remember, Mass used to play their games in the old gym, and it was a heck of an atmosphere, to be honest with
The
you.
Matchbox, yeah.
I can remember as a kid, we had Mr. Dean. We had the blue reserve seats there, and my mom and I got blue reserve seats. They had like little numbers on, little white numbers, and that's what we sat at.
Sold out.
Huh?
You couldn't get in, they were sold out.
That's what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
I used to have my little notepad and I keep score, but yeah, you had to go to school the day before or the day of and get tickets. And I think the visiting team was allowed so many tickets. And that was it.
Wow.
And it was tight. And you guys were down there at the end down there sitting in the chairs. I mean, if somebody go up for a layup and got knocked out, they would be right in your lap.
Well,
Absolutely.
once again,
Like the line in
see
the position that
when
Coach was a holy man.
with the with the chairs at the end line like that, when the referees were at the other end, I could say anything I want
Right.
because nobody could hear me because the crowd was so loud. It was when they got underneath the basket that I didn't have to raise my voice quite as much to make my point.
What do you think? Hell, 400 people? 500 people maybe?
About 500 maybe.
Yeah.
But like Robbie said, you better be there by the JV game or you weren't getting in.
A Lou Ray game,
it was-
good or bad.
Oh, yeah.
It was tight in there. I can tell you that now. But it made it for a great atmosphere. So that year, I also remember, just like you had two of the best ball handlers, Mike and Walter. I mean, they just dribbled circles around people. It was something. It was something. And then during the regular season, our district was really good in basketball. You had Luray, Montevideo, both.
Elton,
Central, Woodstock.
Right.
Central was good. I mean, they weren't bad.
Uh,
You had to play.
I think the guy I remember from Montevideo was Diggs. His last name was Diggs. I think was a really good player.
For who? Montevideo?
Montevideo. I can't remember.
They had a big kid,
Had a Darkus.
Darkus, and
Darkus.
Riggleman was a
Riggleman.
big,
Rick,
was a
yeah,
big
okay.
kid.
Yeah.
And then Central had kid. I don't know if y'all played against him. Lambia. Remember
Central,
Lambia?
he was
He might-
he
I
was
think
younger.
Yeah,
younger.
he was younger. He was a heck of a ball. He went
Walker.
Central was
Walker and Kenny.
good, and
good.
going to Central,
right.
playing over there, that was always a challenge.
Jerry Walters, Coach Jerry
He's
Walters.
a very good coach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they were good.
They had Walker and Kenny Lambiot.
Yeah.
One of them went to UVA. I think one of them went to William and Marion.
Yeah,
But
Kenny
they
was
were
a
younger.
quarterback,
They didn't
too.
play
I
against
think
these
he went to UVA
Yeah.
as a quarterback,
Yeah.
and then he ended up transferring to William and Mary. And he was 6'4". He was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think he played more with Jeff Banks than that.
yeah. So anything else, Coach? Did you remember about that season? About going into the? I mean, back then, you had to win. Let me see, the district for the playoffs. if you were the regular season champion, did that guarantee you to make the region?
Well, we actually that was our only loss. We went through the regular season unbeaten,
Right.
and we played the Skyline District tournament. I can't remember who we played in the first round. The second round, the semifinal round, we played Luray, and we had beaten Luray twice during the regular season, but they beat us in the semifinals. So we didn't win the tournament championship. And what I remember about that, they hit a last-second shot to beat us in the Skyline District tournament. So we had to watch the championship game. But so as the regular season champion, we had automatically made the regionals.
Right.
And so
Okay.
Luray won the tournament, and they made the regionals as well. And we each played teams in the regional from the James River District.
Right.
And they played Clover Hill, who I believe they were ranked. They might have been ranked number 1 in the state. I think they were unbeaten. They had 2 6'4", 6'5" players that played for Clover Hill. I think they were
Bruce Hemberg.
unbeaten.
They went to Roanoke College.
Yeah, is that right? And Luray beat them. And we won our game, so we played Luray
Again.
for the 4th time.
Oh, wow.
And what I remember about that game is Luray was beating us at halftime. And it might have been by as much as 10 points
Yes.
at halftime. And I really didn't do this very often, but I remember going in the locker room at halftime, and let's say I climbed some frames. I think I particularly got after my 2 big men, Axel Falk and Billy Cave. I got after them pretty good, as I recall. And what I remember about that, and we came out in our press, we pressed, full court press, most everybody we played against. We had a variety of different presses. And that was one thing throughout the season. We were so experienced because of the year before, because of the guards that we had.
Right.
We were so experienced. We spent a lot of time in practice playing time and score. I'd put 2 minutes on the clock, and we're down by 10 points, and we're going to play these 2 minutes, and what do we do? How do we deal with this? We score a basket, what do we do? So, I was trying to prepare them to make those decisions without me having to say anything. So we spent a lot of time doing that, and you can only do that when you have an experienced team. Anyway, so we came out in the second half against Luray, and I'm pretty sure we erased that 10-point deficit in the third quarter. And with 2 minutes to play or 3 minutes to play, we were in our 4 corners offense because we were protecting a lead.
I remember that.
We outscored them, I think, by close to 20 points in the second half.
Yeah.
And
That was at James Madison?
that was at Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
Okay, Bridgewater.
And that was a very heated game. I think Tommy Campbell, who the folks here met, was the coach at Luray at that time. He became a superintendent of schools here.
Yeah.
He was very competitive, and I was pretty competitive.
Yeah.
And the game was pretty heated. I think we may have exchanged some pleasantries at some point during the game. I did happen to look at him. I think I even got a technical foul in that game. I can't imagine why. Anyway, but that was really a good feeling to be able to come back the way we did and show the poise that we did. And when we were in the 4 corners, when Michael had the ball, there wasn't anybody who could guard him.
No.
We didn't play anybody who could guard him. He was either going to make an assist for a layup, or he was going to be shooting a foul shot. And so we used the 4 corners offense quite a bit that season
Yeah.
because we were good at it.
Yeah. And that was because of the guard play for sure.
God,
And then the next game, I guess, is at University Hall. Is King William? Is that
King
next?
William.
Yeah, semifinal stuff was like
And that was a game that, again, they came out, they were very quick. and we came out in that game, and they were prepared for our press, and they were throwing the ball over our press and beating us deep, and they got some easy baskets. I can't remember. I seem to think that they were ahead at the half also, and we made an adjustment in our press. We put Michael as what I would characterize as the goalie in our press, whose job basically was, if they threw the ball long, to steal the ball. That was his job.
Right.
And that allowed us to come back in that game. We were able to win that game. And went on to the state final game. We played J.J. Kelly from Wise. And that game, Walter Strother, affectionately known as Ketchup, they just went off in the first quarter of that game.
Yeah.
And I think we went out to a double-digit lead in the first quarter and never looked back.
Yeah.
So
How was that, Mike, playing in the college arena like that at U-Haul?
No, it was nice. I mean, once you're out there and you throw the ball up, it's just like any place else.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Baskets
nice.
10 feet everywhere.
baskets 10 feet. Yeah, absolutely.
So, also,
On that game there, when you went in the locker room, you pointed out that court was the exact same size as the one we played on anywhere else.
I said that.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the reason why we won by 25.
It wasn't close. It wasn't close.
yeah, so,
The other thing is, for that game, the opponent for us had played 5 overtime.
yeah, it was the game before.
Oh,
J.J.
that's right.
J.J. Kelly played in 5 overtimes the game before they played Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that that was a big thing, and so football goes 12-1, basketball goes 25-1. I ain't very good at math. That's 37-2. That's a pretty good season for you guys as the seniors.
Let me just. I'll say this, and it's not just because I'm speaking to a Madison County office audience. I believe this. If you look at the history of high school basketball in the state of Virginia, the T.C. Williams team of 1977 was unbeaten. They were the AAA team that year. They are considered the best high school basketball team ever in the state of Virginia. And I wanted to play them. I wanted to play them.
And you-
Well, Coach, we played 2 of them in the East-West All-Star game, and we won.
That's
Didn't we? Didn't we? We played. We went up against the big center and the guard,
That's
Jesse
right.
Harris. Yeah. We won.
Got to play. East-West.
Got him there.
yeah, that's a pretty remarkable senior year, and they'll go down as one of the greatest seasons of sports in Madison history to win football and basketball.
No doubt.
Now, they won, was that the movie, Remember the Titans? They won state in 73 or 74.
That was
That was
football.
football.
Yeah,
Football.
football. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
And Coach Herman Boone knew my coach. Because I met Coach Herman in the Home Depot one day. He said, "You from Madison County?" He said, "You know Coach Eddie Dean?" I said, "I know him pretty well." He gave you a lot of compliments, Coach.
yeah, there was a lot of people there that
Rest
day.
in peace, Coach Herman. He died.
So, anyway, so you guys, anything else you want to add on to about that 76 year that you can remember?
Well, personally, I wanted 3 state titles, so I didn't fulfill that because I thought baseball-wise, I thought that we had a good enough baseball team to win it in baseball, but we fell a little short in that in baseball. But we had a good baseball team too.
Who was that coach?
Mike Judkins.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What about track?
Track we did pretty good.
Because Lawrence
Yeah.
Lawrence.
something else.
It was incredible.
100, 220 state champ.
Long
Yeah,
jump,
long
triple
jump.
jump,
Triple jump,
relays.
long jump,
relay.
state champ.
Stuff.
You win the state shot that year?
I came in second.
Notes get you, Dale
Oh,
Moss.
7.
Almost.
Yeah.
School record holder, but second in state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Was that Coach Needham? Was he the coach of that team?
yep. Yep.
You guys definitely have a legacy in Madison County that will never
Austin beat his record.
be
It's
forgotten.
awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
On the mark.
yeah, he blocked for you, y'all should have done more.
Yeah. One thing I appreciate is that being on the state team, and when my son ended up coming to, playing Madison, winning the state championship too. So we always had something to talk about during the family dinners. But I always, since it's my house, I would be very enthusiastic to let him know that our year was better than
His year.
their year, and things like that.
You were part
But
of the state basketball team.
yeah, that's right. And my family is very blessed, and number one, we thank God. And,
There we go.
but my family, my daughter was on. She didn't play a lot, but she was on the state championship in softball back in the day, with Timmy Taylor, and then my son, he was on the state championship team. I was on state championship team. Two brothers
Yes.
was on the 73 state championship football team,
Charlie.
and we're blessed to have traveled in this direction. Madison County High School. Thank God for the memories.
yes.
God.
And it's so strange that I can remember what we did on the football field back in 76 and 75, but I barely can remember what I did yesterday. But because it was an impact. And it was, it was an honor to play for Mr. Dean. It really was.
Absolutely.
It really was. Mr. Pagoni, I thank God for him also. I always tell this story if I have time.
Sure.
I made the JV basketball team. Larry Carter was the coach. I think, was it Larry Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then I had some issue with Charles Carter, the English teacher. and I wasn't straightforward, and I ran my mouth a little extra back then in 10th grade. So my mama didn't know much about all these other classes. All she knew about was conduct, how you act in school. That's what mama knew. And so I didn't have a good grade in conduct. And mama said, "You're not playing basketball no more."
Come on.
And back then, you ain't gonna argue or anything like that with my mama. So I had to get off. But then Mr. Pagoni allowed me to be one of the stat boys on the basketball team. And ended up, Mr. Jimmy Graves, rest his soul, he told me, he said, "You don't even play basketball, do you?" I said, "No, sir." "Why is Coach Pagoni talk about you in the paper?" He said, "You don't even play." Because, I was one of the biggest cheerleaders on the sideline. And I tell my grandchildren today that I probably should have got valedictorian or something. They said, "No way, granddad, no great." I said, "But I did get an award on my senior day, on my graduation. I was most school spirited." And I think he might not remember, but I think he was one of the persons that put my name in the hat as the most school spirited. And I shifted from the most school spirited, then I take my spirit up into church.
What's another different spirit?
Thank you, Mr. Coffin.
Oh, thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mike, anything you want to add?
No, just thank y'all for having this. I think this is important for those that don't know anything about the history of Madison County.
Yes.
It's important to understand what came before you That way you have a better sense of where you're at now.
Yes.
Very good.
Thankful
very
and grateful for Coach Spagoni and Coach Dean. They were excellent coaches. They taught us more than just about the basics. It was about life. It was about being a good character, showing up on time. So yeah, I learned a lot at Madison County, and it served me well when I went to Roanoke College.
Yeah.
And I took that same spirit that I had down there. That team, when I went to Roanoke College the previous year, they were 4-23. Coach Ed Green brought in 9 freshmen down there. We had the largest major turnaround in any Division 1, 2, or 3 back in 1977. We went 14-11. And then our sophomore year, we were 25-1. We were ranked number 3 in the nation, Division 2. Lost in the first round to Virginia Union. And then our junior year, we were trying to go from an independent to, from a Division 2 to a Division 3, and we didn't have enough scheduled schools for either one. So we were like 13-1 when we found out that we were ineligible for the playoffs. And but to make a long story short, I had an excellent career at Roanoke College, and it was all because of the energy and the fire and stuff that I learned at Madison County that I brought down to Roanoke College.
Yeah.
And it helped that program down there. So, yeah.
Yep. Jeff,
Thank the
anything?
Lord.
Thank you.
No, I think they've said about all.
And Jerry, thank you. I mean this.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Because none of us would remember all the stuff.
Well, I
Thank
think
you
it's
for
very,
bringing that up.
we have such a rich tradition in this county.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think it's very important that people remember this
Yeah.
forever.
Thank
Coach, anything?
you. Yeah.
Again, thank you, Jerry, for putting this together. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's great seeing all you guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
likewise.
appreciate you coming, taking time
Likewise,
out of
brother.
Yeah.
your lives to show up here, and it's great to reminisce. It's
It is. It is.
I
Thank you.
thoroughly enjoyed my time here.
Yeah.
I was here for 10 years. My wife and I look back at these times as some of the best of our lives, and it's just wonderful to relive some of it. So
Yes.
thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay, standing ovation for Coach Spagoni and Coach Dean. Good stuff.
I want to say,
Love you guys.
Thank y'all.
I want to say this guy right here
Yeah.
has meant a lot to a lot of people in this county.
Yeah.
And to myself and to everybody in this room I know, and we really wholeheartedly thank you from the bottom of our hearts, everything you've done for this county
Yeah.
and sports and everything else, and we really appreciate you and thank you for everything you've done.
Yeah.
Very thank you. It's been fun. It's been fun,
Good.
and it's something that I've enjoyed and feel like I've really been blessed to spend the time with all you guys.
Love you, Coach.
Yes, we do.
Love you,
Absolutely.
Coach.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Thank you.
You're the best, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Love you, Coach.
Thank you, Mr.
And with that,
Thank you,
I
sir.
wish Merry Christmas to everyone
Okay.
and Happy Holidays, and go Mountaineers. Thank you.
Mountaineers.
All right.